Look at that.
Yeah.
Looks good. Comb your hair a little.
I just have to wear my glasses tonight.
We'll be there in time. You look good in your glasses anyway.
Hi everybody. Don't we look good?
Going to 3 hours of hell.
Oh, grog bowl, here we come.
Yeah. Or Homer. Okay, let's get out of here.
You look very handsome. Wow.
I need my cummerbund and somebody to fix my tie right.
Well, yeah, wave them on.
Wait. I left my camera in the car. Figured there'd be enough film going on.
So you guys get up there and I'll get your shots.
Yeah, I want to catch a shark, man.
No, we don't.
You take that boat?
Oh, yes, we do.
Got the camera here. Okay. Ryan.
He's cleaning me.
This morning's invocation will be given by David Sanford.
Let us pray. Oh Lord, we stand.
Yet. I'm Lieutenant McLean, and I've been their flight commander for the last 13 and a half weeks. And before I go into a little bit about what they've done while they've been here, I'd like to introduce the people we've had as award winners at our squadron and wing awards in the last couple of days, in case you weren't here. First off, we had from Flight 317, Lewis Wessels was the most improved for Flight 317. Best contributor for Flight 317 was Brian Pirelli. Distinguished graduates, we had 3 of them. Steve Edwards, if you please step forward. Along with distinguished graduate, he also had outstanding PFT scores, or physical fitness test scores. He had the highest physical fitness test average, and he was part of the 400 club on a point scale of 500, so he was way up there. We also had another distinguished graduate of John Fitzhugh. John Fitzhugh also received the Daniel Webster Award for his outstanding briefings while he was here for Squadron 3. Finally, another distinguished graduate we had that also happened to be the second highest ranking student here in training was Zane Gray Marshall. And finally, we have Mike Jacobson, also a member of the 400 Club for the physical fitness test. Again, outstanding scores. You can give all of these people a round of applause. I've done now, I just have to get through OTS. And for those of you who didn't hear about it on the phones probably that very evening, it was a significant emotional event for most of them. And the challenges just started coming from there on. And everybody in this flight on the stage today met those challenges head on. I'm sure you heard about the briefings that they had to give. I'm sure you heard about the letters they had to write, the physical fitness tests, their academic tests. They had to do lots of things while they're here. Every week was a crash course in how to survive. And these individuals on this stage survived with no problems at all, other than a few little minor adjustments here and there. And one of the things that I noticed while they were here is they had morale reports they had to turn in each week. And they probably didn't tell you about those because those weren't as significant in their lives. But in their morale reports, I learned that we have a new father up here, first-time father-to-be coming. We have a few people getting ready for weddings. We had a death in the family. We have people that mainly just missed all of you while they were here at officer training school. And coming from the academy where we didn't have spouses, we didn't have children or anything like that, we could focus completely on what we were doing. And I can't imagine what all these people have had to go through being away from all of you and thinking about you while they're trying to focus on those briefings and those tests and everything else. So it takes a great deal of work, and they've all done very well at that. And just wanted to know, you guys were thought of. I read about you every week in the morale reports. I think to be in the military, to want to be an officer, it's a calling. something that drives you to want to be in an organization that requires an extreme amount of discipline, as they've been folding their socks for the last 13 and a half weeks with their smiles just right, and I've been checking them every week to make sure that they were just right. It also requires a lot of inner drive, and another thing above all else is it requires a lot of integrity. And that's something that this flight has had more than any other flight I've had. I told them just a couple of weeks ago that it's scary, but I'm starting to trust them now, and I've never trusted any of my other flights in the past. So they have a great deal of integrity, and that's why they're on the stage today, is because they had that calling. When they were in their third week of training here, I gave them a quote on the board, and I had them read it and tell me what they thought of it. And it was a quote I had learned a long time ago, and I guess I see it as sort of a vision statement of what I'd like to see people do in the military. And it was Field Marshal Erwin Rommel that said, "Be an example to your men in your duty and in private life. Never spare yourself and let the troops see that you don't in your endurance of fatigue and privation. Always be tactful and well-mannered, and teach your subordinates to be the same. Avoid excessive sharpness or harshness of voice, which usually indicates a man who has shortcomings of his own to hide." And although I haven't figured out how to do that yet, I'm still trying. It's my vision statement. And from watching everybody on the stage over the last 13 and a half weeks, I've seen a lot of that from them as well. And that caused me to respect them a whole bunch. And I hope that they hold on to that as they move through their careers from here on. With no further ado, that's the end of my last lecture to these guys. And we're going to move on to our guest commissioners. We've got 3 guest commissioners this morning, and the first one that we're going to call up is Major Lang, United States Air Force retired, who will commission Zane Gray Marshall Jr.
I state your name.
I, Zane Gray Marshall Jr.,
Having been appointed Second Lieutenant in the United States Air Force,
appointed Second Lieutenant of the United States Air Force,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to
So
enter.
help me God.
So help me God.
That I will support and defend
The Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies,
It
foreign
will be Second Lieutenant McLean, United States Air Force, who will commission Brian M. Pirelli.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name,
I, Brian Michael Pirelli,
having been appointed as Second Lieutenant in the United States Air Force,
having been appointed as Second Lieutenant in the United States Air Force,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Sir?
I state your full name.
I, Zane Gray Marshall Jr.
I, David Jason Tate.
I, Brian James Ward.
I, Stephen Gary Edwards.
I, Brian Michael Pirelli.
I, William Charles Gambrell Jr.
I, John Michael Booth.
I, Sean Andrew Raceman.
I, Kevin Russell Cole.
I, Michael Dean Jacobson.
I, William Lewis Wessels Jr.
Having been appointed as Second Lieutenant in the United States Air Force,
Having been appointed as Second Lieutenant in the United States Air Force,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
the Constitution
for purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Present arms. Order arms. Post.
Now I'd like to leave you with one last quote that I think is very important. What I do today is important because I am paying a day of my life for it. What I accomplish must be worthwhile because the price is very high. Thank you, Flight 317, for making all of my days worthwhile while you've been here. I've given you everything I had, and you've given me everything you had in return, and I really appreciate that. Remember that there's refreshments in the lobby for those of you who haven't gotten breakfast yet. There's donuts and juice out there. Feel free to take pictures until about 9:15, and then all of these people.
I don't know if there is one.
Yeah, that was big.
Probably go back.
I guess this is your last class.
Here we are.